Shalom, shalom, shalom. And first and foremost, I would like to give all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakudash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the elect, starting with the 144,000 governing body of the nation of Yasha Allah, and the men, the women, the children, the true believers, in the name of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. May he have mercy on you in these last days. What I got here, this is your brother, I'm not with Allah. All right. From the Great Millstone Camp in Cleveland, Ohio. And what I got here is an image. It's an AI image, but it's something that I look forward to, man. I'm going to be honest with you. Even though this is just an image, it's still an image of hope. And what you see in here is the example of a brother who has his garments on and is being beamed up. Now, of course, this is all in the spirit. So I want to talk about how you're going to get to this point to even be beamed up. Well, first, you got to be of the elect. That's number one. But second, in the spirit of Passover, you got to constantly be purging out the leaven in you. And I spoke about this in a few lessons, a few days ago, but I'm going to stay on that and stay in the spirit, because this is a very solemn time, and it's a time to self-reflect on yourself, to do charitable things towards your brethren, without looking for some type of fucking reward, but do it in sincerity. Do it as you would do for Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, you do for your brother. But these precepts are pretty basic milk precepts, and they deal with the leaven. Leaven is spiritual and physical. The spiritual leaven, you know what I'm saying, is the doctrine, the things of this world, things that you got fighting in you within yourself. And the physical leaven is the yeast or the gluten, the things that you cook with. Either way, as we get closer to that day of the Passover, then the Feast of Unleavened Bread for a week or 7 days, it's an opportunity to get right with the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. But of course, you must be worthy. You must be doing those things now. You should be preparing now. And it starts with purging out the leaven. So the first precept I got is 1 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 6. It says, "Your glorying is not good. Know ye not that a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump?" And that deals with an individual that could be puffed up. But also, if you're a brother and you got some things that's hindering you in your walk, or you holding on grudges, that could be also leaven, and you want to get it out. It could be something that's you're dealing with internally that you haven't fixed about yourself, and now we're coming close to the Passover. You better get it right. It says, verse 7, "Purge out therefore the old leaven." That goes back to being that old man, because we all still got that old man in us here and there. There's little sprinkles of it. This is why when you say you're growing in the truth, that would be a part of that purge process. But you want to get to the point, like in this image, where you have totally purged all that leaven, and you're in the spirit all the time. And that ain't an easy thing to do. That's why we need a savior. That's why you want to pray that you are of the elect. You can't make yourself of the elect, but there's nothing wrong with praying to the Lord. Okay? We pray not only for the things to be better for us and to protect us, but we pray for the destruction of this place. And that's a part of purging out the leaven. Learn to hate this place and to hate the things of this place, so that you can be whole and one-minded with Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. So as long as you trying to have a fucking banquet Passover, or even before the Passover, You're not focused on purging out the leaven, but you goddamn know what the day is and you getting ready for the lamb and all that. I would tell you to stay your ass at home. Or I would tell you not to have no Passover. Now that I know the truth, the 100% truth. Even when I didn't understand the 100% truth, a spirit was on me, and I have a witness, my brother Ma'aka Allah. We kept the Passover. I think we started doing it in 2021, the right way. Why? Because we were following the elders, apostles of Great Millstone. We were still watching other camps, but the spirit bears witness. We cleave to those brothers. All right. And we did the Passover to the best of our ability. And one thing we would do was we were focusing on purging out the leaven. Were we perfect though? No. And if he was to watch this video, he'll know what I'm talking about. But the spirit was still there, and the Lord gave us mercy through those times when we probably wasn't worthy to do the Passover. All right. But it was still a spirit of righteousness to want to be right with the Lord and to learn. And so we kept watching the videos. And here it is today. This will be a Passover that I'm actually going to keep with a Akim. All right, Lord willing. So that had to been because I purged out the leaven in me. The leaven that was truly keeping me from going out and wanting to teach. You don't just go out and teach. You got to cleanse yourself. You got to do things so the spirit will be with you. And so the men that the Lord have already raised up can see Yahweh Shah in you and they say, okay, this brother is worthy, to be around us and we can trust him and we could do this work together. Sorry for going on that quick rant there, but I'm just trying to show you it's a process of this Passover. But now that I know, I surely want to come and sit down and break bread with these brothers. And I got things about me that I haven't purged out or haven't worked on. It says, purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened. For even Yahweh Shah Hamashiach, our Passover, is sacrificed for us. And that is true. That Passover, when Yahweh Shah had dinner, all right, the Last Supper, and then went and he actually went on a cross and was crucified. It was so we can get this understanding today. And truth be told, that is truly a hero. That's a superhero right there. Because now we have an opportunity for salvation. We got an opportunity to learn who our enemy is. We got an opportunity to get right with the Lord and to build ourselves up in the spirit so that we can be amongst the 5 wise virgins, as the scriptures say. Those who seek the Lord early. We don't keep no damn Easter or any of these pagan holidays. We keep the high holy days, and Passover, the Pesach, is a truly a serious day. It's a solemn day. It's a day of remembrance of the sacrifice that he made, which is why you are obligated, if you say you're in the truth, to purge out the old leaven. It ain't just about getting the leaven out your house. It's about the house of the body. All right? This is 2 Corinthians chapter 16 and verse 14. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. It's right. Being with unbelievers will keep the leaven in you. Being around people who don't understand what this thing is about and actually supping with them and breaking bread with them all the time, going over to their house for their festivals and their wicked sacrifices will ultimately keep you from being with the Lord. He says, be not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. The unbelievers are those who don't believe that Yahweh Shah died for Israel only, starting with the elect, that he is coming back to kill a lot of Israelites who not want to serve him, as well as his father's enemies, pursuing the Psalms 83. Okay? So if that's the case, you want to be yoked. You want to be equally yoked. And that may mean you by yourself for the time period. That may mean you're you're really learning yourself, and you're getting more involved in this truth, and that you found the right congregation. And the right congregation is Great Millstone, starting with the Apostle Tahar on down, and of brothers. I'm not even call them affiliate brothers. Those are our brothers, because they go out in the highways and byways and teach the same truth, the 100% truth, under the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and they give double honors to the elders apostles of Great Millstone. Okay? So those are the believers. Those are brothers that's equally yoked. It says, for what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion have light with darkness? And that means the light is Yahweh Shai. And he's not going to be dwelling in no goddamn Easter gathering. Because the Passover is about him. It's a commemoration. It's a reminder, a memorial of that sacrifice. All right? Salaki. Let me find this other precept. So what should you be doing? You should be abstaining. To abstain from something. Let's look that word up real quick. Let me go. Yeah, I can do this. 1 second. Let me look up the Greek word for abstain.
Strong's G 567. Apechamai. Thayer's lexicon. Apecho.
It says to refrain, to hold oneself off, refrain, abstain. Let me see the etymology. It says, right, to hold back, keep off, prevent, to have wholly or full, to receive. It is not enough. It says to be away, to be absent, distant, to hold oneself off, abstain. All right. So now we got the understanding of that word in this precept I'm about to read. It's a few of them. It says Acts chapter 15 and 20. It says, but that we write unto them, that they abstain from pollutions of idols, and from fornication, and from things strangled, and from blood. This is what Paul was telling the new converts, so that they wouldn't be, what's the word? I guess derailed, or kind of like feeling hopeless, because they know now that they have to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. But he was telling them to abstain from just these things right now while you get built up in the spirit. And that's what I did all my walk to the point where I am now. It was some things that I still struggle with, but for the most part, I slowly was abstaining, and I prayed to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai to help me. I prayed to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai to lead me to the right teachers. I prayed to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai to help me overcome making videos. I prayed to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai to allow me to fast in his name. I prayed to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai to allow me to rid myself of things that I know that could keep me out the kingdom. And I'm still not done. There's still more work to be done. But it's still purging the leaven. And that's not just for Passover. It's an all-year thing. That's why the scriptures say, examine yourself to see if you be in the faith, roughly paraphrasing. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 4 and 3. It says, for this is the will of Yahweh, even your sanctification, that ye should abstain from fornication. It says, yeah, that's it, because fornication is leaven. Okay? You might be struggling with that. First Thessalonians 5 and 22. This is the one I should have read. Abstain from all appearances of evil. That's a better precept because it covers everything. Fornication, eating food offered to idols, not praying, doing things that are totally carnal and not being spiritual. That is leaven. All right? You got to fix that shit. I'm not saying you're not going to enjoy yourself and do things that are carnal sometimes, but there's a balance to it. And if it's causing you to stray away from your teaching, to stray away from the brotherhood, to get so-called bored with this truth, then yeah, you got a problem and you need to fix that shit before you go into the Passover. If you're even worthy of it, meaning you've been keeping the Sabbath, you've been praying, calling on the name. But even in this flesh, man, we still get caught up. We still go off. So we need this Passover. We need this reminder. It's the only thing that's going to keep you upright and keep you going. These high holy days aren't just about a freaking gathering to kick it. They're really meant to commemorate our heritage and to learn. And then there's times where you do let your guard down, sip on a little yang with the akim and things like that. But for the most part, this is a serious business. It's the Lord's business. And you want to be right before you even get to that day. This is 1 Corinthians 11 and 26. Let me see where I'm going to start here, because I just want to hit the points, because I just read this, but this scripture goes with the spirit that I'm in right now. Yeah, I started 27. Wherefore, 1 Corinthians 11 and 27. Wherefore, whosoever shall eat this bread, and the bread represents Yahushua, also the body, and drink this cup of the Lord unworthily, shall be guilty of the body and the blood of the Lord. Verse 28. But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup. Why? Because he purged out the leaven. He has built himself up in the spirit. He is truly repentive. He knows the things that he needs to work on, and he's diligent about those things. He's not worried about trying to be the man. He's worried about pleasing Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And the first thing you got to do is purge yourself of the leaven before you even enter into this Passover. This is serious. I don't know how I keep saying it. This is serious. It says, for he that eateth and drinketh unworthily, 1 Corinthians 11:29. For he that eateth and drinketh unworthily, eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, not discerning the Lord's body. So you going off, man. If you come to the Passover and you got a malicious soul, you got enmity towards your brethren, you got or you got a demon on you. You might have a demon on you about your woman. That's leaven. No, I hate to say it like this, but fuck her. If she's not helping you, especially during this time, and she giving you hell, that's the time to, take a break from her if you got to. Because the Lord matter over everything right now. And a lot of women don't understand that, And if you have a woman that does, then call Halayim Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. May the Lord have mercy on that woman or women. Galatians chapter 5 and 9. A little leaveneth the whole lump. A little. So just a little evil. A brother around a congregation that has an ought with a brother, meaning a problem. Or ain't doing his videos. You got to get on him about doing videos. You got to get on him about always being in the spirit. He's always, down. And shit is going to get you down. But this the time to be, it's like a balance. You rejoice because you know the name Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You know what he's about to do. But you also have a more solemn spirit because he died for you. He died for you so you can know who he is, so you could sup with him, so you could build yourself up in the spirit. A lot of people don't have that. So if anything, those people are still condemned, even though, they never prepared, but they're going to celebrate Easter. They're going to celebrate all these other wicked ass holidays. I believe St. Patrick's Day is right around that time. So, Jake going to get drunk and go act like he Irish. Even though, the so-called Irish are Israelites, Israelite foreigners, but still, that's not our heritage, is to get fucking drunk and wear green and shit. But that's around that time, if I believe. Even so, if it ain't, it's in the month of March, all right? And the month of March is the new year, not January. So there's a lot that's happening in the month of March, all right? You want to be focused, man, on the spirit, man, and getting right with the Lord as much as possible. Make no tarry to turn back to the Lord. And you can never go far enough for Yahweh Shem Yahushai, pursuing Sirach 43. It says, let me give you some things that are leaven again. Galatians 5 and 20 or 19. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these. These are, it says the flesh, but that's leaven. Because it keeps you away from the Lord. It keeps you in a carnal state of mind. And you can't grow in the spirit. It says adultery, fornication, uncleanliness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulation, wrath, strife, sedition, heresies, envyings, murder, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of which I tell you before, as I also told you in times past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh. And that right there, that brother, he had this is an image. I'm just using it as an image to make, to do the lesson. You have to have none of this in you in order to get beamed up. So Judges 5 and 11 come into place. Practicing a righteous act. A righteous act is to constantly be examining yourself and getting the leaven out of you, man. All right? Let me see what else I got. There's another this is another example of spiritual leaven. It says Matthew 16 and 5. And when his disciples were come to the other side, they had forgotten to take the bread. Then Yahushua said unto them, take heed and beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. And they reasoned among themselves, saying, is it because we have taken no bread? But they didn't understand the spiritual aspect. He's basically saying, take not the leaven of the Pharisees and Sadducees, is the doctrine. So an example is telling the congregation that the Lord might not show up for another 1,000 years. That's leaven. All right? I'm not finna get into all that. Or saying that no, the Lord don't swear or don't speak harshly. The Lord, when I say swear or cuss words, it's just I'm bringing this up because I watched the elder Yashawama's lesson today on, that particular matter, and he said something, that it stuck with me, and that is that, during that time, they used harsh words that us brothers use today. But teaching people that the way we speak to get our point across is wrong, and that we're the sinners and we going on, that is actually leaven, because people actually believe that shit. People are so enamored with Babylon the Great and its philosophies and its talking points. That is leaven. So now you don't have the spirit to discern, where when a brother is coming off very harsh and very rough, you got to remember, we in fucking captivity, and we've been through so much, and the Lord is trying to wake you up. You don't wake somebody up with a warm blanket, a pillow, and a cup of hot cocoa by their side, and no, you throw some fucking cold water on them. And that represents what the word would call cussing or whatever, saying shit like that. But guess what? I came into the truth by that tone. It woke me up. Listening to man looking in the camera and say the Lord's gonna fucking destroy you. It didn't offend me after a while, because the spirit started dealing. But up until then, that was leaven in me, because I thought, I don't know if you're supposed to be talking like that, bro. That's some bitch ass shit though, to have that spirit, because it keeps you from actually getting the true understanding. Yahweh Shema Shai put his spirit on all flesh, and he's turning the elect back, and they're gonna hear through the cuss words, the so-called cuss words, the truth. And the truth of the matter is, that is leaven, telling people that you coming on comment boards, so the other members of the congregation, new people coming in, they might see that and not understand and go back to that Christian doctrine. That's the Pharisees and the Sadducees. That's actually the Pharisees and Sadducees doctrine. Okay? And that was just an example of leaven. Because he said, then Yahweh shall say unto them, take heed and beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and Sadducees. Or women trying to tell women can teach, which I absolutely hate to hear that and see it. I absolutely hate that. And I can hate that because that's evil. And I'm going to abstain from that. I ain't going to never pump no woman up to teach these scriptures, nor give her a pass. This will be the last precept. This is Mark chapter 9 and 42. It says, and whosoever shall offend one of these little ones that believe in me, it is better for him that a millstone were hanged around his neck, and he were cast into the sea. It is not talking about just children. Little ones is we're the little ones. Okay? The ones who teach the 100% truth. The ones who sign and crying about the abominations of America. The Lord killed fucking little children every day. He ain't talking about that. Okay? And that again, that would be some leaven. All right? From the doctoral side. It says, and if thy hand offend thee, cut it off. It is better that thee to enter into life maimed than having two hands to go into hell, into the fire that never shall be quenched, where the worm dieth not, and the fire is not quenched. So he's saying, if this is why you shouldn't keep the Passover in the congregation now, if you are unworthy. But even more important, this is why brothers get cut off and get kicked out, because they offended. They are an offense. They are a cancer. They are leaven. Do you get it? So check yourself. Get your spirit right with the Lord. Verse 45, Mark 9:45. And if thy foot offend thee, cut it off. It is better for thee to enter halt into life than having 2 feet to be cast into hell, into the fire that never shall be quenched. And that's not talking about literal hell. That's talking about the lake of fire from the ICBM missiles. Okay, let's be clear about that, because that's leaven as well. It says, oh, I read that, Salaki. Oh, I didn't read that. He says, verse 46, where their worm dieth not, and the fire is not quenched. Verse 47, and if thine eye offend thee, pluck it out. Jake, don't go pluck your eye out. This is metaphorical speaking. Again, if it's leaven, if it's something that's causing you to not get right with the Most High, especially during this time, cleanse it out, purge it out. Even if it's your diet, if you've been sick, if you've been groggy, you haven't been working out, you're not having good digestion, purge that shit out, literally. Get yourself together. Fast. Fasting is awesome, especially reaching up to the Passover. I pray that brothers, I know brothers gonna be praying, but if you don't, maybe this lesson will get you in the spirit to do that. And if you knew and you learning, fast. Get a few in before the Passover. It says, verse 48, where I'm gonna read this again. And if thy eye offend thee, pluck it out. It is better for thee to enter into the kingdom of heaven, or the kingdom of Yahweh, with 1 eye than having 2 eyes to be cast into the hell of fire, where their worm dieth not, and the fire is not quenched. There you have it. Hey, that's the end of the lesson. I don't have to I didn't want to make this too long. Purge out the leaven. Get your mind right with Yahweh Shem Shah before it's too late. And may the Lord have mercy on every last brother, sister, child who is under the protection of Yahweh Shem Shah through the faith that they have and the fear that they have. May he be with you in these last days. Okay? So the water Yahweh Shem Shah, and double honors to the elders apostles of Great Millstone. Call Haloyam Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rachakodash. Shalom.